It's true. It's only going to be the diehards that are going to
Yeah,
really...
it's all the people that go to SDCC.
All the time.
Like, you know, people like us that are hoping to get it at New York Comic Con, they're going to be like, instead of $99, they're going to be $140.
Or 180. That's the magic number for these.
Like, it's like, come on, man.
Yeah,
this shit was $99. Like,
they don't care.
They don't give a shit.
Yeah, they want to get that money. That's all.
Yep.
That's the problem.
So I'm probably never even going to get a chance to get that 5-pack. So
yeah.
Fucking dead in the water.
You might find the individual figures though online.
And then I'll see. I'm sure we'll see. Oh yeah. I mean, yeah. But then they'll be like.
Yeah, they'll be upcharged.
$23 for one, or like $40, like fucking Luke Cage was forever.
Yeah.
It took me almost a whole year to find a Luke Cage that was around the $20 area.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Well, I finally got that Luke Cage, and it was $20 on the dot.
Wow.
I had to wait a year to find them because they were all like $50. I'm like, you're nuts.
Yeah. What's funny is when they give you, they charge you shipping that's like ignorant on top of it.
Yeah.
Like really, it's
like $12 shipping.
Yeah.
Like no figure's gonna cost you $12.
And I've seen so many that's the case, 12 or 20 bucks or something. You're like, why? What are you shipping it in? A lead box or something?
You're giving it to me in a gold casket?
Yeah, it doesn't make any damn sense. But hey, that's why stuff like this, I guess, is what new collectors or fledgling collectors would have to look at. You know, like if you do choose to use eBay, you gotta watch out for those prices because they will price gouge you. So,
and that's such the cool thing. Like the best thing that Toy Biz did back then with these is like you would get one full wave of all their original looks, like their 100% accurate looks, and then you would get like the next wave. You'd have like two that have like a new character, or two new characters, and then you would get like if you got the original Cable in the first wave, like the next wave that would come out would be like a different look for Cable, or like a different version for him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you would always get original versions, and that was what was so cool about those figures. Like they lacked articulation, obviously, because they were 90s figures, but like you would get like Forearm in a wave, and like Warpath, Cable, Gideon, and fucking GW Bridge.
I had his figure.
Yeah.
I forgot how I even got it. That's
a really cool figure.
Yeah, it wasn't bad at all.
But you would get all their original looks, and then like I said, like it just they knew what the fuck they were doing. Like if Toy Biz didn't go out of business, it's too bad if they did. But they knew what they were doing. They were on the right track.
I agree. It sucks that they said they were losing so much money.
Yeah.
I don't. It's so hard for me to believe that that's the case. Like,
they had to have been making hand over fist.
Yeah, like how were they losing so much damn money? What?
Like unless they were paying their employees too much money.
Yeah, or
that's the only thing I can think of.
Or somebody was making money like on the back end, like, you know what I mean, like kind of undercutting them.
Yeah.
Because there's no reason for them to not be making the right amount of money for what they were doing. I mean, they were doing good shit, and they always sold out. Always sold out. I remember Toys R Us back then, like, they would always have toys, but like Christmas time, Thanksgiving time, summertime, it was always hard to find what you wanted because all the kids were home. Christmas time, it was near impossible because all the parents are buying shit for their kids. So it was really hard to find what you wanted. So that's why I don't know how they could possibly not, have made the proper amount of money with all that freaking product. Like, that doesn't make sense.
It doesn't. And the shit was flying off the shelf.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense at all. It was
really good. Those old figures were really good.
Yeah.
Super good.
They were. They really were. So, all right, let's drop some knowledge on them on how to the beginning collecting stuff.
The beginner's guide
to collecting. So many have asked, and I hear it on other you know, podcasts and other videos, and I see it in, you know, comments. Where do you start as a collector? I don't know. For us, it seems simple because we've been doing this forever. But like, I guess you would have to figure out what kind of collector you are. Like, what is it that you want? What are you looking at? What are you into? I mean, right now, the cool thing about being a collector or about being into all this shit is that everything has figures. Like, everything. I mean, TV shows, Game of Thrones has fucking figures. Like, what? There's like no action in that show, and they've got they've got toys.
They're not very good figures.
But. Yeah, they're shitty figures, but they exist. They exist. But I don't know. There's just anything that you watch, they've tried to capitalize off of it and make it into a figure, so you could somewhat get anything that you like in figure form. Planet of the Apes, Predator, RoboCop, various other video games. I mean, it just depends what it is you're into. And then where do you want to get this stuff? Like, what? It still goes back to what kind of collector. Are you a online collector, brick and mortar collector? Which one? You know, if you're a brick and mortar, that it kind of means you want to go to the real store. What would you know, what stores are near you? Do they carry the kind of shit you're looking for? Do you have a relationship with the comic book store and the guy that owns it? Also, you
have to realize that you have to realize in yourself if you're going to be a mint on card collector or a loose collector.
That too.
Because that fucking matters. Like, it's you go to brick and mortar, you're going to spend less for a mint on card. You go online, you're going to spend more.
Exactly.
That's just the way that works.
And a lot of times, if you do collect online, it's easy to get loose figures for a better price.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes people will still price gouge you, and that's going to be something we'll get into, and probably next. Because the next portion of all this is, where do you want to buy all this shit, Yep. So if you do buy it online, you got to be prepared to really be patient and hunt. Because you hear us say it in our reviews, we're like, don't pay full price for that shit. Don't pay internet scalper prices for that shit. Just wait and search until you find a decent one. I say, like, what do you say? Like, over 25 is too much for any one figure, unless it's a Build-A-Figure or something.
Yeah, I would say like 30 is the max for me. If it's loose, 30 is the absolute. I will not go over $30.
Yeah,
I just won't do it.
Yeah,
I can afford to do it, but it just doesn't seem logical to me to do that.
Yeah, you could spend it on other shit. I mean, unless it's an import figure, and that's another thing. I should have said that also. Import figures, always there's a premium. So like, the starting point will be like $40 for your import figures.
Yeah, like Figure Arts or
Figmas or freaking Max Factory. I mean, technically that's the same company.
Bayfax.
Yeah. Do that. You're gonna have to figure out what do you want to do. Like what line are you gonna collect? Where are you gonna get it? But you got to be prepared to spend money. Like, for some reason, even though there are a lot of sellers in the U.S. that sell import figures, they still hit you with the premium.
Oh, yeah.
Even though they shouldn't, because they're getting shit for wholesale. You know what I mean? So it's not like in the 90s where you had to go to very specific places in order to get, import shit, like flea markets, or like you had to have a hookup in Chinatown or some shit to get your import stuff. Like, that's not how it is anymore.
I know, right?
It's just, shit's way too accessible now, and they're still treating things like it's not accessible, So you just got to be careful, and you got to definitely hunt around for, what it is you want to get. And understand that if you're going to get imports, you're going to pay more. If it's loose, you will pay less. If it's mint on card and you're buying it online, you're probably going to pay more. If it's mint on card and it's at the comic book store, you'll probably pay less, in comparison to the online prices.
And on top of that, too, do your research on the figure you're looking for, too. Check out, don't just look at one review, look at multiple reviews, and look at what other people really point out about the figure. How much articulation do you want in a certain figure? I'm not trying to say go off of like every reviewer's opinion about the figure, because a figure could be great and somebody's like, I don't really like it. And then, like, if the figure's great and somebody else reviews it, they'll be like, I love this figure, I recommend it. But, you know, build your own opinion for whatever you're looking for. And you know, just go off that. Just do your homework. Search things about it. There's articles you can go on Figure Realm.
It's All True is another good site.
Yeah. You can go on these sites and they'll give you full reviews, like written reviews, and that's really what I usually look at is written reviews as opposed to most people's video reviews. That's how I actually started out. I actually started out on Figure Realm, reading reviews instead of watching reviews.
Yeah, I did the same thing. I used to be heavy on before I don't know what happened to them. The freaking Pop Culture Network. Do you remember those guys?
Oh yeah.
I think
they're still around. They haven't posted anything in a while.
Well, they had a big falling out between the bunch of them and Pixel Dan. And if you notice, Pixel Dan,
oh yeah,
he got all the production value, and they just are still doing it the way that they've been doing it. But
they got the shit out of that stick.
But yeah, like I used to love listening to their reviews because, like, here you had Pixel Dan, who was all like lollipops and rainbows about everything. Then you had Dirt and Scotty Cash, who were like kind of more realistic about what they liked. They would be like, you know, well, I can't really pose a guy, it sucks, or I can put him in any pose I want. That's awesome, you know. And that's kind of the perspective you want to see. You want to see, like, can you play with the thing that you want, if that's what you want to do with it, or, you know, can you at least pose it? Because like Vangelis, he just started collecting the DC Multiverse figures, the little 3 3/4, 4-inch figures, and he's frustrated with them because they don't have articulation. I mean, they got leg articulation, but no arm articulation, and they come with shit like Azrael comes with a sword. He can barely hold it. He can't hold it with both hands. He can't twist at the bicep. They don't have bicep swivels, and then it says adult collector on the package. If you didn't do your research, you would think when you buy the figure, yeah, I'm getting an adult collector figure. It's well made. No, it's a shitty figure in the package saying adult collector because that's the market they're trying to get. So,
it's a shitty scaled down version of a 6-inch figure with less articulation.
Exactly.
That's all it is.
And it says adult collector, so they can charge you the adult collector price.
Yeah.
And that's really it. So, you know, it's one of those things. You gotta do your research. Things like the durability of the figure. You know, with all the shit we've been dealing with DC collectibles, if you didn't see those reviews or read about that stuff, you might buy a bunch of DC collectibles and then be pissed off when they fall apart on you. You know, and
the newer ones for that matter.
Exactly.
If you search up like DC Direct, you're pretty much good. I've never had a DC Direct figure ever break on me.
Me neither. And I got quite a few of them too. Yeah, it's weird. It's so weird how that just out of the blue that just happened. But yeah, just research and you'll find the pros and the cons. And it's weird too. You have to kind of weigh them against other reviews. Don't just. I mean, I guess if you find one reviewer that you trust, you know, you'll be good. But like if you're looking around the internet, you're gonna find a lot of people who are sponsored and a lot of people who. Maybe they're friends with the guy who sculpted the figure, so they don't want to say something bad about it. There's a whole bunch of stuff, but you need to find the reviews that are objective, that say, like, this thing I'm holding in my hand right now can't do what they told me it could do on the package. Like the Amazing Spider-Man 1 figure that was at Walmart, not superposable like it says on the package. And you would only know that from some of the reviews unless you were unfortunate enough to buy it. And then you're like, fuck, I can't make him fold his arms. He can't like hardly web sling. You can't put him in web slinging poses.
Crouch down.
Yeah, man, the figure was not what they told you it was, and that's stuff you got to find out. The biggest thing for me these days, now that I have 2 kids and a freaking mortgage, and you know, freaking we had issues with the car and whatnot, it's your budget. Like, how much a month are you willing to drop on your hobby? Because it is a hobby, and you got to recognize that it's a hobby.
Yeah, some people think it's like a job.
And you don't want to.
Some people are getting paid to do it, but
yeah, I know.
That's neither here nor there.
Exactly. Like if you're just starting out, then you're probably not getting paid for this. I mean, if you are, props to you. Please tell us how you did it so that we can do it too.
Yeah, I know. Let me know.
But
Holla at your boy.
Exactly, right? Holla, 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 holla. Holla, holla. But, you know, you need to just figure out a budget and stick to it so that you don't end up breaking the bank. Because, my God, there's been times, I remember when I was in college, where something came out and I'm like, oh my God, I gotta get it, and I get it, and then it's ramen noodles for the rest of the month. You know what I mean? Or rice. Yep. Just rice.
And you're looking at your figures like there's like you're picturing a steak.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're like looking at your beast figure, and you're like, ooh man, that could have been a fucking Happy Meal or some shit. I would take a Happy Meal right now.
Exactly.
This could have been a fucking hot dog right now.
You
man.
know what I mean? Or a steak or something. You know? and you, it's just, you know, I mean, it is something we love. I'm not saying it doesn't hold a place. But, like, yeah, you got to weigh what it is you want to do. Like, you know, do you want to eat or do you want to play with your action figures?
Yep. I think eating trumps playing with action figures.
Yeah, and, like, this also would drive the prices that you're willing to pay. I know a lot of times I bitch, like, incessantly about not paying this price, you know, because it's just a figure. Like, a lot of Marvel Legends, I mean, they go for insane prices, and I don't get it. Like, it doesn't do anything special. It doesn't come with anything special. They're just charging you this money because they can, and people are like, "Oh yeah, that's a good price." Nah, not
no,
in most cases. Not. It's not, because we're not getting anything extra. And when they came out, first time around, a lot of these figures were like $8.
Yeah,
you know, like they were like $8-10, and now we're paying like 5 and 6 times that amount, you know,
triple that almost.
Yeah, I mean, like,
and that's the other thing. Like to you new Marvel Legends collectors, I would say start off with Toy Biz and work your way up.
Yeah.
Don't start off with Hasbro.
Yeah.
Work your way up to Hasbro, because the older stuff is much better.
Yeah.
It might. I would also suggest that you start off loose.
Yeah.
Don't just realize or work with what you have. You know, start off cheap and start off loose, and then if you want to do mint on card, I would suggest you start going mint on card a little later. You know, when you have more money. I'm just saying, for people that don't have a lot of money, I would start off older and loose.
Yeah.
As opposed to mint on card and new, and because the prices keep going up for new shit, which makes no sense to me. If the shit's just coming out, it should not be more expensive than a Toy Biz Marvel Legend.
I agree. I agree. Yeah. And that's the weird thing. And you have to recognize there's a lot of scalpers, and that's what does that. The scalpers buy up something, they make it rare, and then when they're the only one that can sell it, then they jack up their price. And, I mean, I know it's America. It's the kind of shit that people do out here. You got Japanese sellers that do it too, though, but it's one of those things out here it's huge. Like, people just scalping the fuck out of stuff. G.I. Joe's, like, G.I. Joe collectors know this shit, you know, probably just as good, if not better than anybody. Fucking Storm Shadow figures going for $90. Freaking Lowlight, the original Pursuit of Cobra Lowlight, going for over $100. Like, come on, that makes no sense. He's still a G.I. Joe. It's still under 4 inches of figure.
Yeah, it's plastic.
It's plastic. There's no reason to pay $100, and it's all because of scalpers. So, you know, just you got to be careful about that kind of shit. Your budget, though, drives what you'll pay, obviously. So if you're gonna pay, you know, if you can set aside $50 from each check, if that's what you want to do, that's fair. I mean, that's 2 DC collectibles figures if you want to go that route. It's probably 2 Marvel, at least 2 Marvel Select figures, you know.
Yep.
That could be a bunch of loose Marvel Legends.
Yep.
If you find the right
thing.
deal.
Like when I first started collecting Marvel stuff, like, well, I mean, I've been collecting Marvel stuff since, but I'm saying like Marvel Legends.
Yeah.
I actually before I even bought a Marvel Legend, I bought a Marvel Select first.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh wow, and it was the Disney store Captain America.
Which one? From the movie or from?
No, not from the movie.
Oh, the original.
It's before the movie came out, way before. It was the one where he's on the stand. It says like Liberty on it.
Oh yeah,
I have it on card. I never took it out.
God, what was that artist's name? Who drew that shit?
I don't remember.
I knew it was Brubaker.
Yeah, Brubaker did
He was writing it.
Cap one.
Yeah.
That's really nice. I have that. But the other one was Steve. It was Steve Rogers.
Yeah.
He's like a...
I know what you're talking about. It's like a gold base with a shield in the front, and yeah, because it's a piece that was on one of the covers. I have like part 1 of the omnibus, and one of the covers is that, and the other one is the Winter Soldier. Yeah, that's actually a cool one. I got into Marvel Selects way late. I can't even remember what did I get. What was the Marvel Select that I got? Oh, I think Juggernaut was the first Marvel Select I ever got.
Yeah, that's a really good one to get.
Yeah, I was like, man, I kept looking at him.
Mammoth.
Yeah, man, it was like a 2-pound figure.
It's like a baby. A baby.
But yeah, and that's the thing too. Here's another thing. We probably should have said this earlier too. Look at everything that's out there first before you ever make your decision. You know, because a lot of companies make the same stuff. You know, so like we're sitting here talking about Marvel Legends, the Toy Biz versus the Hasbro, and then Marvel Select. That's 3 different companies essentially. Yeah. Making the same material. So it's like.
And a lot of times you'll have better scale with Marvel Select with your Marvel Legends.
Yeah.
Like that Juggernaut is perfect scale for Marvel Legends.
Yeah, and it's a way better sculpt than the Marvel Legend one. The Marvel Legend one looks like a gorilla arms.
Gorilla arms or some shit.
Yeah, man, it was bad. It was bad.
I was like, what is this shit? I'm not getting that.
He was way out of like proportion.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are the basics. What else? Let's see. Don't believe the hype when it comes to a lot of figures. If you go on like, a lot of people get mad at me for pointing out the ACBA community, but they love Marvel Legends, so a lot of times they won't point out what's wrong with them. And nothing's wrong with it. It's just that if you want a certain type of quality and you're not used to this thing, you might not even understand why they like what they like. Same thing goes for, there's some ACBA people that like only DC Universe Classics. It's few, but there's some that are like that. And DC Universe Classics weren't all quality. There was actually a period during the, I want to say it was like the 3rd wave. Mm-hmm. Let me see, the 3rd wave was what? Wasn't that the Metallo? No, that wasn't Metallo.
No, Metallo was wave 2. First it was Gorilla Grodd, then it was Metallo.
Then it was...
Who the hell was wave 3? I'm going to look it up.
Yeah, I know. I was about to do it too. Was it Atom Smasher?
No.
That's way later.
Hold on. Grodd. It was no. It was Solomon Grundy.
Yeah, Grundy. Metamorpho was wave 1.
Yep. Yeah, that's right. Metamorpho was wave 1. Oh, Gorilla Grodd was 2.
Yeah.
Then it was Grundy.
Then it was Metallo. Metallo's wave had, we kept calling it like it was the QC curse wave because like those figures. I mean, like Black Lightning. He had like fucked up paint. Freaking the Riddler had screwed up paint and joints. Freaking Eradicator had like fucked up glasses and fucked up paint and stuff. And then like fast forward several waves, the wave that had I think this originally was the Grodd wave, but then they redid the wave and it had that's the wave with Deathstroke and the Tim Drake Robin with the red suit.
Yeah, it's Sinestro, Hal, and Nightwing.
And Nightwing. That wave had Nightwings and Robins and Deathstrokes with this like sawdust shit on them in the package, and they were like discolored plastic that wasn't quite like dyed right, and I mean there were all these issues. So it's one of those things where you have to kind of, if you were listening to the people who are just hardcore fans, like I don't know, Legions of Gotham or something like that, on there they never pointed out what was wrong. And I only say this because I learned of the like release schedules and shit through them, and then like I listened to the reviews and I'm like, oh hell yeah, I'm gonna get this figure. Then I got the figure and I'm like, why is it all fucked up? Like I didn't know this was common. Like the question, I got the question 3 times, and all 3 times he had like glue on the front portion of his vest,
Really?
At first, I thought he was like melting or something, so I sent it back.
It's melting, man.
Exactly. I called I got him on Amazon, and I called the guy, and I'm like, or I called, or emailed him, and I'm like, yeah, something's wrong with this figure. I think he's melting or something. I don't know what you guys are doing with storage, but there's like crap on the front. And he was like, oh, don't worry about it. I'll just send you another one. I'm like, thanks. He sent me another one. Same situation. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? So I got a third one from a different seller. Same situation. And these are things that I never heard of.
That's really weird.
When people did reviews. So, you got to point that stuff out, or you got to find where it's pointed out so that you can be prepared. The QC sometimes is a big issue. Or lack of QC is a big issue.
And that's the other thing. If you're a new collector and you don't know too much about like QC and getting stuff and trying to get it replaced, you buy it on eBay, you're not getting it replaced.
Exactly.
You gotta buy it from the source. You gotta buy it from like Big Bad Toy Store or one of these outlets like Among Time. You gotta buy it from one of those places. They'll replace it, but eBay won't.
Yeah, eBay will not. And if you buy from a seller a couple times and you explain there was an issue, if he's cool, he'll replace it. Yeah. Possibly, but don't expect them to, because that's not how it works.
They can be like, oh, no, all sales final.
You're fucked.
It was as seen in the picture, so if you didn't pay attention, it's not my fault.
Exactly.
They're assholes. They can be total assholes.
It's true. It's true. So can DC Collectibles, man. Like, I've called them about every figure that broke on me, and they're like, you got to take that up with the place you bought it.
That's what they told me. I'm like, but you're DC Collectibles. Well, we don't handle. You got to go to the distributor for that, or you got to go to your vendor for that. And I was like, why? It's your shit.
Exactly.
If it's your shit, you should replace it. He's like, well, we can give you a voucher. I was like, send me the goddamn voucher.
They didn't even, man. They just
said. And then I called the vendor and I got the figure replaced too.
Wow.
So yeah, that's the other thing for you new collectors. Like, definitely go as far up as you can, because you go up far up enough, you'll finally get what you want. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if you got a problem with a figure, call the company and complain about it. Complain about it. But don't complain about it in the most asshole fashion available. Like, don't call him screaming, my head fell off of my Batman figure. Say, hi, I am a big fan of your product, blah blah blah. Could you please replace this? And they're usually pretty good about stuff like that.
Yeah. It hasn't worked for me yet, though.
No? Maybe you need to switch tactics.
Yeah, I mean, I've been nice at when I call DC Collectibles, and they always give me the runaround every time. And I'm like, look, this is when it was when Deathstroke broke. That was like the third or fourth figure I bought from them this year that broke during my review, and I was like, look, I have it recorded that it broke while I was making a review. You guys need to do something here, because that doesn't make any sense. Yep. They're like, yeah, well, you got to talk to the person you bought it from, because they got it from us, and that's probably something that happened, in their back room or something like that. I'm like, no, you guys need to replace this because it's your QC that's allowing for these things to happen. And the woman argued with me for 5, maybe 10 minutes before she tried to transfer me to someone else, and they never picked up. So I was like, I called back and I was like, look, I've been transferred and hung up on. So I'm like, I need someone to tell me what we're going to do or what can be done about this, because this is not the first time. And I got the same exact response the first time I asked as I'm getting now. What do we do about this? How can we resolve this? And they completely bullshitted and blamed the comic book store, And that's not the way it should be, but, that's what they did.
If the figure came fucked up in package, if I can look at a figure in packaging, and see that the paint apps are off, or there's smudging, or there's bleeding through, or I got 2 fucking left legs in the packaging, that has nothing to do with your vendors. That has to do with you.
Yeah.
It's like you need to man up and just fucking say, okay, we'll fix it. That's one thing that I'll give Hasbro. Hasbro. If you call Hasbro, they will send you a voucher right away. They'll be like, I'm sorry. Yeah, I've called them a couple times with a couple figures, and like I even called them about the X-Men 5-pack, and I was like, listen, you know, my vendor won't do anything for me. These are trashed. Like paint apps are trashed on 3 of my figures.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, it's okay. We'll send you a voucher. Don't worry about it. We know we've had a lot of complaints about these. Not a big deal. We'll send you a voucher right away.
Wow.
So they sent me one. So.
Wow. I mean, Hasbro, they've been getting the short end of the stick lately. Where, like, I shouldn't say the short end of the stick, but they've been getting a lot of crap because they've been making some poor choices lately. So I can imagine their customer service is probably used to the amount of complaints and, you know, having to do more than other people because of how shitty things have been since they took over the Marvel Legends license. But shit, if I had known that, there's G.I. Joes I would have called them and complained about.
Yeah, right.
Man.
Why don't we do this? Why don't we give, since we're talking to like all the new collectors and like, why don't we give like what would be a couple recommendations that you would have
for like what kind of
for figure? You know, we do like one with like DC Universe Classics. We'll do like a DC collectibles.
Oh, okay. A wave or a figure?
Marvel Select.
Oh, a whole wave or
No, just like one figure for each.
One figure for
like
each.
If you were to recommend one figure for each.
Okay, a definite must. I don't know. To me, one of the best DC Universe Classics figures is Hawkman.
Yeah.
His freaking wings are amazing. Like
any version of those. Either.
Yeah. It's just he's him or Hawk Girl actually. They're just such well done figures, and they come with just the right amount of accessories. They hold certain ones better than others, but the ones that they're supposed to use, the maces, they use those perfectly. But those wings, man, those wings are fucking amazing. Like I wish DC Collectibles would just rip off that that wing, you know, mechanic design or whatever.
Yeah, it was perfect because you had the perfect amount of articulation and stuff. Like it was, they flapped well. They also hid the joint well. So like if you like, even if you have him in a laying down flying pose like this, like he'll still look good. Like it won't see joints all over the place.
Exactly.
So cool.
Exactly. Yeah. They're just good looking figures. I tried to avoid Superman or Batman because I mean they're a given, but you know
there's a ton of those.
Yeah. What would you say?
Oh man, I don't want to say a Batman figure, but I really love that Dark Knight Returns figure. I love it. I fucking love that figure.
The Masters of the Universe, just Batman.
But I really like Gold. Gold's a really good figure.
Yeah.
He's a really good one from the Metal Men.
Yeah.
He's a really good figure. I like Animal Man too. He's a really decent figure too.
Huh.
Because he actually has ankle pivots.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a handful of DCUCs that actually have pivots.
Yep.
Let's see. Marvel Select, it's the Juggernaut. You have to get that figure. And the cool thing about Marvel Selects, and I don't understand it, but I'm not complaining, is that over the years, they've made some of the best figures ever, period, of certain Marvel characters, and they're still $20.
Yeah. It's crazy.
I don't get it. Like, they're still
anywhere in price.
Like, if you go to Entertainment Earth, you go to Amazon, you go to Mock Time, you go to what's that other one? Corner Store Comics. Any of those places, still $20. I mean, sometimes they try to jack it up a little bit, but it's usually in a $20 to $30 range. That figure's amazing. I mean, it's like he's 2 pounds. He's easy to pose, and like if you actually play with your figures. Don't make him punch anybody, because if he does, he's going to kill that toy. Yeah. he's going to murder him.
The toy's going to crumble.
He's so damn, huge. And it's weird, too, because the Hulk that they made that was around the same time, he's a little bigger than Juggernaut, but he doesn't weigh what Juggernaut weighs. So it's kind of like, wow, they really made that Juggernaut toy, formidable. Like, if that thing falls off your shelf, and mine's fallen once, he's still so solid. Yeah, he did more damage to the floor than he did to himself. So, yeah, that's a good toy right there.
Yeah, definitely an awesome, just sculpt overall, just one of probably the best One of my favorite figures that I own.
Yeah.
Hands down. Marvel Select. Oh boy.
I say between him and Venom, those are the two best Marvel Select figures.
Yeah.
Hands down.
Venom's definitely got a lot of accessories.
Yeah.
That's a good one too. I would say Colossus. I love that.
Yeah,
Colossus.
Me too. I
could pose that thing any way I want. He's got the Marvel Legends ankle pivots, the new style ones from Hasbro.
Yep.
He's got the perfect amount of articulation for what he is, and he's the perfect size. You can put him with your Marvel Selects if you want to. You can put him with your Marvel Legends. Across the board, he's perfect, just like Juggernaut and just like Venom.
Yep. I agree. Okay. What about Marvel Legends?
Oh boy. You go first. I'm gonna need a minute.
Let me see. My favorite Marvel Legends figure. My favorite Toy Biz Marvel Legends figure is Ultimate Cap.
Okay.
I love that figure. I think like
That's a good one.
it was the perfect amount of like scruff and well designed parts, and he just looks cool.
The feel to him too, like the texturing on his chainmail, like fucking awesome.
They did a good job with that one. And then like a close second would be the brown and tan Wolverine from Series 6, I think it is.
Mine would probably be Toy Biz wise, Face Off Cap, which is basically the same as Ultimate Cap.
Yeah.
But that's his more traditional look.
Yeah.
So you got a great Ultimates and a great traditional look. Like that is the traditional Captain America. I don't think that'll ever be.
Yeah, you can't beat that one
by anything else.
Yeah. Well, maybe I'd say the first not first Avenger, the Winter Soldier cap, the movie cap actually comes pretty close.
It's pretty close.
Yeah.
It's a little short.
Yeah.
But it's still pretty close. Yeah, you're right. And I would say the Toy Biz Beast figure. I fucking love that figure.
That is a cool figure. I'm actually.
You can pose him any way you want.
Yep.
And he'll just sit there. So great.
Yeah.
I need to do a review of that guy. I keep forgetting.
Yeah.
What about Hasbro?
Hasbro, the Amazing Spider-Man 2 Spider-Man.
Yeah.
That's one of them. I freaking play with that thing all the time. And let me see. Probably any of the movie figures. Like the movie cap is one of my favorites. Both the one from the Avengers and the one from the Winter Soldier. I like those. Those are two of my favorite cap figures. The Mark 42, awesome figure.
Yeah.
It's better, like light years better than the Mark. What was that? 3, I think it was, a Mark 4, 3.
Yeah.
Whichever one it was that we got twice.
Movie, yeah.
Because they got it for the Avengers and
triangle arc reactor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one's it's okay, but the 42 is way better.
Yeah.
Way better. Way more posable. And the Bleeding Edge one is also really good. Really posable, really like it's a substantial feeling figure. It doesn't feel like it's cheap.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I would say. I would say Bleeding Edge Iron Man. He's the biggest of all the other Iron Men, unless you go back to the first wave 1 of Toy Biz.
Yeah.
Where he was like real bulky. I would say another one, Archangel's really good. Archangel. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I would say those. The Cyclops figure's pretty decent.
He better be using a Bucky cap body.
Yeah, any Bucky cap mold, you're gonna get a pretty decent figure. Out of it. I love the U.S. Agent one. Bucky cap.
I know. Why didn't we say Bucky cap?
Bucky cap or U.S. Agent with either one. Like they're just perfectly well done.
Yeah, I agree.
That's what started it all.
Very true. What about DC Direct or DC Collectibles? Well, let's separate them. DC Direct first.
Yeah, we gotta separate those. DC Direct. I'm trying to think of what I have off the top of my head. I would say all the figures from the Dark Knight Returns wave were really good for DC Direct. Maybe I really liked the New Frontier figures too.
Yeah, those
they
are
had that
bad.
old school look, and they really looked just like the movie.
Yeah, and the book. Yeah, they look really good.
Yeah, in the book too.
I don't know. For me, I would say any of the Alex Ross like Justice figures, they're all fucking amazing. And if you want to move forward a couple years, then the New 52 Justice League. I don't think they weren't DC collectibles when that came out. They were still DC Direct, and then they made the switch right after that. So it seems like it's kind of downhill after that. Some of the Arkham City figures are cool too, and I know some of those are also DC Direct.
Yeah.
Before the switch, I think
it was Arkham Asylum and even Arkham City.
Arkham City, yeah, that was DC Direct.
Yep.
Then DC.
Those are all good figures with really good sculpting.
Yeah, except for the freaking superposable Batman. Like, I think that's the worst figure. Oh, and Azrael. Those are the worst two figures to me. They just like Azrael can't do anything, and then the superposable Batman just looks funky. Like his proportions, his head's real tiny, and like, yeah, that one's too strange for me.
Yeah. Who else? I'm trying to think of who else. Yeah, I really like the Alex Ross Shazam. That's a good one.
That is a good one.
That Superman's really good too. I know it's just a repaint, but the Kingdom Come Superman with the gray hair.
With the gray hair, yeah.
That's a good one too. As far as DC collectibles, I'd say it's hit or miss. Like you gotta. Arkham Origins Batman. That's a really good one. I would definitely recommend that.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Trying to think of what else. I do like the Capullo Batman.
Yeah, that's one of my new favorites.
Any of that.
Yeah, that's one of my new favorites, I have to say. Yeah. That's yeah. Those will do it.
The DC collectible Solomon Grundy, hands down.
Oh yeah, I've been looking for that guy. I never
fucking love that figure. It's super expensive though.
Yeah, I figured. Talking about the one from Justice, right?
No.
Oh, the
that
one from Arkham
too.
Origins with the chest that comes out.
Yeah, that thing is awesome. It's so big. It's like I have two babies.
Him and Darkseid.
The Darkseid one, and I have the Solomon Grundy.
Yeah.
Those are my kids that I carry around like this.
Yeah, those two are fucking huge.
Okay, time for bed now.
I'm just afraid that they're gonna fall and things are gonna break because I've been hearing that like the joints on the bigger DC collectible figures are complete shit.
Yeah,
it's like
because they're still clear plastic.
Yeah, tiny little clear plastic pegs, and it's like that doesn't make sense when they're that big, you know?
Yeah, that heavy.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
Yeah. Oh, the New 52 Swamp Thing is actually a pretty awesome figure.
Yeah. The new Lex coming out looks really good too.
Yeah,
right?
we've been needing that for a long time. I mean, shit, Imaginext got a couple Lex Luthors in battle armor before we got it, which is pretty lame. I'm like, how do little kids get that shit before like serious like adult collectors?
I know, right?
But let's see, what other do you G.I. Joes? We'll do some G.I. Joes.
Oh, Joes, yeah.
Anything from Pursuit of Cobra except for anything from Pursuit of Cobra, because at the very least you're getting a lot of accessories, and most of them can be used with whatever figure it is. My favorite figures are Pursuit of Cobra Beachhead, the Pursuit of Cobra Zartan.
I see that.
Oh, you were gonna say that? Beachhead.
Damn you! I'll go a different route. It's okay.
I like, let me see, Beachhead, Zartan, Moneybags Destro with the cool Iron Grenadier armor. I got lucky and found that guy for $10 at Walgreens. I was like, holy shit.
Oh, you lucky man.
You could even go back and get a lot of figures from Rise of Cobra. Even though the movie sucked, the figures were actually top notch. Like, you didn't have a lot of the issues that started happening towards the end of Pursuit of Cobra, where they couldn't hold certain weapons that they came with. Like in Rise of Cobra, most figures were kind of engineered to use all their gear. I mean, here and there they couldn't hold their knives, but like everything else they could use just about. So yeah, that's it.
I would say, since you went Pursuit of Cobra, I would say from a nostalgia point of view, anything 25th anniversary or 30th anniversary.
Yeah.
If you're gonna go from cartoon wise, if you want to go gear wise, I would say Pursuit of Cobra.
Well, gear and sculpt. There's so much
shit
and detail on those guys.
Better. And articulation's better.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, unless you want to go retro and go 80s,
yeah,
the original, I would say the 25th anniversary. There's a bunch of them that you can get still. Even the 7-packs are still going for pretty cheap.
Yeah, like Resolute stuff is not that expensive either. I mean, I've gotten almost everybody from Resolute, and I've paid like $11 for almost each character, and that's with shipping. So, you know, you could find
some of like the vehicles like are going for pretty cheap. Like I found what was it? The Tomahawk.
Yeah, the Tomahawk. Yeah.
I found it for like $40.
Yeah, and that's actually retail. It's about $40, you know, at Toys R Us. So, yeah, you can find some Joes from some decent prices.
Yeah.
Still, I mean, but then there's also the popular Joes that are like newer, where they try to really get you. But Joes you can find for cheap. What else? Let's see. Yeah, I don't want to do imports because
no.
How about Build-A-Figures?
Okay.
From like DC, we'll do DC Build-A-Figures, and then Marvel ones. For DC, I would say Stell and Stripe are two that if you can find either of them, get them because they're like two of the best. Period. Kilowog was amazing.
Yep.
And Bane.
Yeah.
Bane. Oh shit, Imperiex. I forgot about him. He was amazing too.
I would say Grundy is a good one. I was gonna say Bane.
Yeah.
Chemo. I love that fucking Chemo figure.
It is cool. There's a lot of cool sculpting going on in there.
It is, and the bubbles in him, it looks great.
Yeah.
I love that figure. I'm forgetting somebody. I know. I'm gonna kick myself later.
Oh, Darkseid.
Oh yeah, Darkseid. Yeah, absolutely.
Darkseid. I forgot all about him.
Good catch. Good catch.
Yeah, that's a must-have. If you can find him.
Kilo. I mean, there's just so many. They really knocked it out of the park with their
fucking Giganta. I didn't even think about Giganta.
Yeah.
Which I'm still gonna send you that part. It's sitting right here.
Yeah.
I've been saying I'm gonna send it.
I'm just gonna have to pay an arm and a leg for the head and the lower torso.
Yeah, I know.
Fucking.
I know, scalp. That's
Chapman Ghost.
The weird thing about that too, I know we're going off on a tangent, but you can get the Gentleman Ghost in a 2-pack with Hawkgirl now for cheap. So it's like,
I have that 2-pack.
Yeah, like why is he so expensive now? That doesn't make any sense. And
Makes no sense.
These are things you got to look out for, you know, because it's what happens, unfortunately. Let's see, Marvel Collecting Connects. I would say Galactus, the Sentinel, and Onslaught. I really like that Onslaught figure.
Yeah, that Onslaught figure is really good. I'd agree with pretty much what you said, and I would add Apocalypse.
Yeah.
Because Apocalypse can grow in size.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you can get the short one from the regular wave.
Yeah.
You could get the real big. I would suggest getting the real big one.
Exactly.
For my Apocalypse to look real big.
Yeah. I have him somewhere. He's somewhere back here. Yeah, that guy's worth it. Definitely worth it.
I would say sculpt-wise, now a lot of people diss this figure a lot, but Mojo is a decently figure.
I like it.
Sure, he can't stand too well because his legs are too thin.
Yeah.
But you can get the gist of what they were trying to do there, and I thought they did a good job on that figure.
Yeah, yeah. I want that figure. I've been looking.
He's cheap. You can get him cheap, dude.
Yeah. He's one of those ones that I have him on my list, and then like I don't think about him for a while, and I'm just like, oh shit.
Oh, I'll bring up somebody you hate, MODOK.
Oh god. I don't hate him as much as Deadpool. I just think I never got it with MODOK, like what the appeal was, because he's such a weird. I guess that's what it is. He's such a weird design, you know, fucking head with little arms and legs, you know. Yeah, those are all quality ones. What else?
Nothing Hasbro's put out yet.
Yeah,
I know, that
right?
shit
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah, man, they're kind of struggling.
They don't know what they're doing. It's like they have no idea what to do.
And they should just follow the model of the original, the Marvel Legends by Toy Biz, because the way Toy Biz would do it is like
upscale
each. Well, yeah, they would upscale their figures for the Build-A-Figure, and then each wave would be kind of themed.
Yeah,
for the most part.
Point.
Yeah, like for the most part, and then they just throw in like one or two characters that are from something else, you know?
Yeah.
And like, I mean, I know their waves like series, series 5 was weird because you had Nick Fury, you had Silver Surfer, you had Colossus, you had, you know, it was like all over the place. But I think at that point they were trying to fill in gaps that they had created. But like, series 6 was like almost all X-Men except for the Punisher.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, what else? Series 1 was like Avengers and X-Men. You know what I mean? Like, they always had something going on, like, with these characters. Or like, Series 2 was mostly Fantastic Four characters. So like, I'm surprised that they're not catching on. Instead, they're so random. And it's not helpful.
Weird.
It's not helpful at all.
No, it's definitely not. Like, I think they started turning the corner with the Spider-Man wave.
Yeah.
A little bit. They just need to upscale their Build-A-Figures. Like, it's like they just can't get it right. They haven't gotten it right since Fing Fang Foom. That was the largest figure that they ever came out with. And after that, it was just like they just fell off the table, or they were sitting in their chair and fell off and they couldn't get back up. They're like that old lady. I'm falling and I can't get up. It's like every time you try to help them up, they just keep slipping and falling again.
Yeah, it's true.
They're fucking, they're hip.
That trick, they got a trick hip.
Slipped a disc again.
Yeah, man, I wanted Fin Fang Foom, man. I just could never find any of those figures. Wasn't that like a Hulk-themed wave?
Yeah.
I think everything in there was all Hulk.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, it's strange. I don't get why it is the way it is, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's...
What else? Let's think of any Masters... Have you started collecting any Masters of the Universe yet?
I only grabbed, I have He-Man, I have two He-Mans. I have the 2-pack with Superman, and I have the single-carded He-Man.
Yeah.
I have Hordak, Hurricane Hordak, and Merman.
Oh, okay.
I don't have very much.
Yeah.
Like, I grabbed the characters that I really liked as a kid.
Yeah.
Like, I need to get Moss Man, because he was one of my favorites.
Stinking-ass Moss Man.
Yeah.
Oh, man. No, that is a cool figure, especially the classics version. They did a good job with them.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard for them.
I want to get Too Bad, too.
Yeah, that looks really good. It's hard for them to really fuck those figures up because they all use the same body. But the cool thing about them is that instead of being like Hasbro, where everybody's Bucky Cap, with Hasbro, that's how it always was with Masters of the Universe. And even still, with the classics, there are tweaks that they make with the body type, you know, as you go from certain figures to certain figures. So, I don't know. I give them props for that. It doesn't really hold them back the same way that I think it does with Hasbro figures. Even though you're getting a good range of motion, it just kind of gets annoying that you're looking at Bucky Cap for like the 50th time in 2 years. Like, it's only been 2 years, and they're already like 95% of the figures are on the Bucky Cap body or the Shield Agent body. Like, that's sad.
It is. It's too much. Like, I get if you switched your molds.
Yeah.
I get it if you're like, okay, for like the next year and a half, we have to push this out, because if you're still making new molds, that's fine. I accept that you had to push out Bucky Cap because you're still making new molds.
Yeah.
But you got to give us something else besides. I mean, in the future, you got to give us something else.
Yeah. Yeah.
Besides just the Bucky Cap and the Hyperion mold, because that's really all you've given us.
That's frustrating.
You know what I mean? It's fucking so weird. It's
yeah.
so. And like they brought back like the Hulkling body a couple times with like crossbones, but it's like.
Yeah.
Granted, they did give us that Black Cat mold, which is a fucking fantastic female mold.
Yeah.
But you need to keep. We need like at least 2 more male molds that are different sizes, both bulk-wise and height-wise.
Yeah.
Something else.
Yeah.
Because they're never going to be able to do a Juggernaut figure.
No, they better not even try. Like, everybody just needs to know. Yeah, hands down, you go get your Marvel Select Juggernaut and just call it a day. Because, yeah, there's no way they're going to ever touch that sculpt, that even the paint, nothing. They just, no.
Do it.
They need to just look at it.
Your breads will be bleeding out all over the place.
He'll probably cost like $100 because he weighs 2 pounds. Because you know how they have to...
Exclusive at SDCC 2015.
And see, it's shit like this, what we're talking about, where... Juggernaut weighed, like he did actually, he weighs like 2 pounds. It's something like that. So
his baby.
When I got him in a with a bunch of other stuff so that my shipping wouldn't be like ridiculous, you know?
Yeah.
And you see how like Marvel Select is continuously putting out figures that are of this like really amazing quality.
Yeah.
And then they never charge you all this craziness, and then they never say stuff like, you know, production costs have gone up so much, so we have to give you shitty joints in our figures.
Exactly.
Or we have to give you, you know, crappy figures that have 2 colors on them, and then like one paint application. Yeah, like the fuck, or like that's the Cyclops from the Wolverine Legends line. Yeah. Everything on him was painted, just about, except for I think the visor and maybe one of the X's. I can't remember.
Yeah. He was pretty much like blue, yellow.
He's like, yeah, like that navy blue, and then the yellow, and that's it. And the silver on his visor, and the red in the actual visor. And that's it. That's it. And they didn't sculpt shit on that figure. Nothing. No. It's the same head. It looks like it's the same head that they used for the 5-pack. Is it?
Pretty much. Yeah, pretty much.
See,
yeah,
that's,
same head. Same exact head.
That's horrible. And then, like... You have fans that defend it when we point it out, and it's like, you can't defend that shit. I mean, there's no excuse when you have Marvel Select over on the other side, or Diamond Select, which is, they've got to be smaller than Hasbro.
Exactly. And you can't tell me that they aren't cutting costs by doing that shit.
Yeah, they're cutting costs.
Look at that whole box set. That's cutting costs to the nth degree.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, that's not cutting costs. Like, how much money? They're probably making hand over fist on that set. Because people are still buying that shit.
Yeah. It's strange, and I don't get it. And people argue it. They argue the point, but they don't want to look at the reality. And the reality is, they are making so much more money than what they say they are. And their excuses don't match what's actually going on, you know?
We get no accessories.
Yeah. Yeah.
None.
Yeah.
None.
Most figures have no accessories. I mean, there'll be like one figure in a wave that has an accessory. Let's look. You had in the Captain America, you know, Infinite Series wave, you had actually a couple of them had them.
Well, you had Cap Shield that he has to come with it.
Yeah, but you had
you give me a Captain America figure with no shield, I'm gonna fucking throw that shit against the wall.
I'm gonna turn my back. I'm not gonna spend any money on that shit.
Captain America.
But yeah, in that wave, that's the exception. Actually, now that I think about it, because the Hydra agent had a gun or 2 guns. Then you have like 2 weird guns.
He had like a rifle. He had that shitty rifle that they repackaged with Winter Soldier.
Yeah, and then they had the Red Skull had the cosmic cube, and he also had like some weird. Like a what kind of pistol, and then he had a
he had 2 pistols.
Yeah, he had a Glock and then a what kind of pistol? Like
what the hell that thing was? I've never seen that shit in my life.
It was a weapon in quotation marks.
Yeah.
Then let's see, you had Baron Zemo had the sword and his pistol.
That was reused from Madam Hydra.
Yeah, exactly. Same exact thing. Yep. God, she was an ugly figure. That was an ugly ass figure.
Horrible.
Oh man.
Horrible.
No
Almost
excuse.
Almost as ugly as the Toy Biz Black Widow.
Oh my God. Or the Toy Biz Rogue. Oh. How do you fuck up Rogue? Rogue was fucking hot, and you made her that whack.
You made the hottest chick ugly.
That makes no sense. But like typically, like all the Spider-Man, like the Spider-Man wave, Black Cat has the only accessory. Yeah. She comes with a whip.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Well, they do come with extra hands.
That's true. I guess you can give him that. Yeah. What about the Wolverine Legends wave? I like that Wolverine. I still haven't gotten him yet, but I will.
That Wolverine is probably, I would say, him and Cyclops are pretty well done.
Yeah.
That fucking Emma Frost is so whack.
Yeah, she is
so
whack.
Expensive.
And she costs like $60 or $70 online.
That's fucking stupid.
This is what I'm talking about, man, when I say like the scalpers drive the price up. Because those figures disappeared immediately. They came out and they disappeared. Yep. And then when you saw them on eBay, they were all like 3 and 4 times the price. Makes no sense.
But if you go to like a Monk Time, like their store, like because Olivia's gone there before, like she'll go there and she'll be like, yeah, she's not that expensive there.
Really?
Like if you go to like in store, like she's not that expensive.
A Monk Time's in New York, right?
It's in, I think it's in Long Island because that's where she's from. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, man. When I go over there, because Clarion Prime, he's in New Jersey, and we usually run around and go, see friends and shit that live all in the tri-state area, and we're gonna have to hit up one of those places because I think what's that other place called?
That's what we should do like a meetup.
Yeah.
Because I actually have like a week off. I have like a week off. I had like my job is like, hey, you don't ever take any time off. You have to take a week off. I'm like, oh, I do. All right. They're like, yeah, man, you got to use some of your time. You never use any time. I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
So I'm like taking like a week off in July, second week of July, the 7th.
Oh, that sucks. We're taking a week off, but we're going to Minneapolis because we have to visit my father-in-law. He's like not in the best shape, so we're going to visit him and help out a little bit.
Oh, that's
and
good.
Then but usually like right before August or like the beginning of August, we take off time to go do something, and since we're doing that, I'll be able to take off time probably after that. So I'll see what happens. I know I'll be out there sometime, probably in the fall.
Yeah.
And that'll be dope. We could definitely meet up, go do that, and go to what is that other place called? It's something Universe. God, they have 2 stores. One's in England and one is in New York. God, I can't believe I can't remember the name of this place.
Want me to look it up?
Let me see. Yeah, I might do that right now because it's where I bought my Tim Drake Robin from, and I think I also bought Hawk Girl from there, and I got her like before it was released here in the United States, which was weird.
Is it Universe Comics?
It's like Forbidden Planet or some shit like that. Maybe it is Forbidden Planet, I think, or. I'm gonna put in the name and see what comes up. And I know I have the email that I get emails from them. I think it is Forbidden Planet, but they have one in New York and one.
Yeah, it's Forbidden Planet.
Yep.
It's got toys, graphic novels. Yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty dope. Like,
it's a big ass store.
Yeah, they're pretty dope. Like when I went up, when I spoke to the dude online about freaking. I think they're part of Amok Time, or Amok Time is part of them. When I talked to him about the DCUC figures, that's when they were explaining to me the thing about the sawdust. So there was like a wave that they recalled, because if you remember, that wave came out twice. The first version had the Build-A-Figure parts, then the second version had the revision wave, had just the stands. So like certain characters, like when I got my Nightwing and my Robin didn't have, actually, and my Deathstroke and my Sinestro, none of them had Solomon Grundy parts. I was like, it's kind of fucked up. Same thing with my Black Lightning. He didn't have what's his name, Metallo parts, because he was part of a revision wave where they fixed all the QC that they had.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So like, and then
like the All Stars wave.
Exactly. Which sucks because, you know, like, I was actually hoping to have those parts, and then no parts. So I'm like, fuck, you know. So like, yeah, this recently when I found the Atom, I have like an arm, I think, of Metallo, and I'm kind of like, man, maybe I should try and find the rest of these guys and get, you know, build Metallo, because that's another guy I never had a Metallo figure.
Yeah, I haven't gotten Metallo. He's still on my list.
Yeah.
I'm almost considering just buying him for like $70 or whatever.
I'm not. I heard he's a kind of a weak, like construction wise, he's kind of
his like a lot of people. Like I've talked to a couple people, like Anthony's Customs. Like I talked to him, I messaged him, and I was like, just wondering. I was like, how is the Metallo figure? And he's like, well, I've had it for like years, and now like the hips on him are so loose, he can't barely stand.
Mm-hmm.
He just wobbles around. Like, it's just like loose leg syndrome.
Yep. It's not worth it.
Yeah, so. But, yeah, we should totally do that. We should definitely hit up. We could probably hit up the secret stash, too.
The secret stash. That's quality. Where is that?
It's in Jersey.
Oh, okay.
I think in Red Hook.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, it's around that area.
Cool.
Yeah.
Shit, if we could take the train and hit up all these spots, that'd be fucking amazing. No, because back in the day, that's what I used to do, and then now over here, I'm in Ohio. It's like no train, no nothing. Public transportation sucks, and everything is so far away. So like, and I drive every day for work. Like that's part of my job. So I'm like, I know where everything is. It's just I don't want to drive the distance that everything is.
Yeah, right.
And so, you know, it's kind of like, this sucks. But yeah, that would be cool, because at least then you're not doing the driving.
Yeah,
if we take the train.
Just train, walk.
Yeah.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah, that might be cool. That might be the thing to do. Yeah, so I guess that's it. That's the majority of, you know, we're geeking out, of course, but
yeah,
it's kind of the way it's supposed to be. You know, you're supposed to be having fun when you're collecting. It's not supposed to be stressful, and it kind of sucks that like these days collecting has become so stressful, man. Like,
yeah, it's supposed to be your when you come home from work and you're fucking exhausted and you just want to take your mind off it. It's like, oh, this is something fun I can do. Like when we do reviews and stuff like that. Like, that's something like that's fun to do and stress free and to get away from the daily grind and like take the edge off or whatever you want to call it. But now it's just like,
it's a pain.
I can't find this figure because he's going to be too much. And he's not even out yet, but I know he's going to cost double because I'm never going to get my hands on him. Because scalpers are going to fucking upcharge.
Exactly.
Sucks.
It sucks.
Totally sucks.
It really does. So it's one of those things. Find the way to keep it stress-free. And if you can find a way to keep it stress-free, then, you know, you'll have fun with your collecting. But if you can't, then you're not going to be happy.
Yeah, exactly.
You'll be real unhappy.
You're going to be miserable.
Like, I mean, you'll be happy when you get stuff, but I mean, the process will be kind of grueling. You'll be like, fuck, why did this...
And then you won't be happy with how much you spent. Because with some figures, you're going to have to spend a decent amount of change.
That's true.
You know? That's just... sometimes the way of the beast.
Yeah.
You know, I've had to spend $50 on that fucking DC. What was it? It was one of the first figures, the DC superheroes figure. $50.
Oh yeah.
3-4 years ago, I bought it. 5 years ago. So, $50 5 years ago.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, that's what I've been trying to avoid, because I want Dr. Fate. And he always goes for a fucking pretty penny, which is not right. But, you know.
Either version, the modern or the classic.
Exactly.
Either one. It doesn't matter.
Exactly.
Like, I had to spend $40 on gold.
Oh, wow.
I had to.
You really like the metal, man. I was like, nope. After
I'm trying to finish the collection. Like, I couldn't find it for anything cheaper. It's like they're all like, everybody wants 40 or above.
Wow.
Because he can't, I don't know. What the hell did he come with? I can't remember.
Who? The,
Gold. Oh, he came with,
wasn't he a signature figure? Oh, no, he wasn't.
No, he came with, fudge.
I can tell you. Gold was in, because he's
Ultra Hermaphrodite.
Yeah.
Or Ultra Hermaphrodite.
As Chapman Films says.
Mighty Hermaphrodite.
Wow. Oh yeah, I will be doing that showcase of my G.I. Joe collection, because I've been saying I was going to do it, and Chapman Films mentioned it a couple times. We're going to try to get him on the show at least once or twice, you know. It's just us working out schedules and shit, but yeah, man, we're going to get to our G.I. Joe phase, and that's going to be awesome, where we can just geek out about Joes, because I noticed that, like, there's a couple new things coming out, you know, in a month or so. So that will be stuff that will, you know, it'll start it, and then we can continue from there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I noticed he's showcased a ton of Joes, man, and I'm like, man, I need to.
Yeah, he's got way more than I do.
Really? I thought you would have had a whole bunch by now.
I have. Well, this is the thing. I had so many G.I. Joes growing up.
Yeah.
And I used to like store them in these totes in my mom's basement, and one day it like flooded.
Oh shit!
And they got fucking destroyed.
Really?
Everything
Did like
got destroyed. All my Toy Biz
like X-Men and stuff?
X-Men destroyed. Everything got destroyed. So it's like, now that I'm older, I'm making up for lost time.
Yeah. Was it like the water heater like exploded or something?
No, they had to replace it after, but like when it rains here, like my mom's house at the time it's on a corner house. So, and there's a drain right there, and the drain, because the road is like this. Oh, I see. It kind of bows. It's curved. So all this water would end up like on some of the grass, like if it would rain hard, and it flooded, and there's like a pipe, like a drain pipe in the basement, and it would pop the drain pipe open even though it's locked. Oh, wow. And it flooded all over the place. Like, it's fixed now. It hasn't flooded since, but it flooded and it destroyed fucking all my old figures. That sucks. So many. I had probably 6 totes worth of figures, and the water got so high that it seeped in and it destroyed them. Like, there was like just human shit. And like it was horrible. Oh, that sucks. And I was like, I'm not saving those. Like, I would have to wash off each figure and sanitize them and fucking. Yeah, it's too much. Just got the insurance money for them, but like. Yeah, well, at that point, you couldn't have gotten all of them back. No, there's no way. Yeah, that's the same thing that happened to one of my homeboys on the G.I. Joe community. I'm trying to remember which person it was. It was either Chico or it was Daddy Ivo. I can't remember. One of them. They had the same thing happen. They had a flood, and I think they were up in New York, so it might be a similar situation. But this was actually recently, like a year ago, something like that. And then they had their stuff, their basement where they kept all their stuff. They had their setups and everything, and fucking boom, big ridiculous flooding. I think it was the beginning of. Is it the beginning of this year or the end of last year? I want to say it's the beginning of this year, because we had
it did flood out there, didn't it? Earlier this year, I think it was, and they lost like the majority of their Joes. It's like that sucks.
It's awful.
Yeah.
I don't know how people are loose collectors in California with fucking earthquakes.
With earthquakes and
It's
stuff.
off. You know, whole displays over and shit.
Yeah, man, it makes no sense.
It's like Mother Nature's like, fuck yo ACBA setup.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how people do it, man. Yeah, I don't know. We don't have any of those kind of issues, and I keep my stuff. I'm up on the 3rd floor in my house, so like sometimes if my son's like running through the house, then we end up with, you know, friction or like a little bit of shaking, and you know, stuff will fall. But yeah, typically I try to I keep everything up there. I don't really bring anything down, and it's set up in a way that seems to be kind of ideal, I guess, because everything's near the edges but not necessarily touching the walls. So yeah, they stand pretty good. I haven't had many things fall down. The problem is it gets hot as fuck up here. So I try to keep the AC running for a decent amount of time, just, you know, each day, so that things don't melt. I guess that's another important part we didn't even think about: storage.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
You really got to think about how you're going to store it.
My house, I bought my house 2 years, almost 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Like I chose the upper because it's got a pull down attic.
Yeah.
It's not finished, so it's still too cold. But I'll box up all my stuff, and I'll put them, and I'll tape them up. Like all my Maaaan cards are all in a box. I don't put them on the walls like most people do.
Yeah.
I usually box them, and then I'll put them upstairs in the attic.
Uh huh.
I have a whole collection room. Like I have a 3-bedroom up here.
Uh huh.
And I'll usually just put it in my collection room. That's like right. I can see my collection room from here, but everything's in there with shelves and stuff. And nothing usually falls. If it falls, it's because like a loose leg or something like that. But I never usually have problems with things falling.
Yeah. Yeah, storage is super important because, I mean...
It is, totally.
You don't want to buy... That's one of the reasons why I've said... Remember we were talking earlier and I was like, I hit critical mass with Batman because I think if I don't want to fill up... I don't want to have to... And I guess I might box up some of my older Batman stuff, but I kind of like having my old Kenner Batman stuff and the old, like, Total
like the
Justice.
Evolution.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. So...
It's evolution to have.
So to some degree... I think about it, I'm like, I don't know, but, you know, to some degree you have to think about, like, where are you going to store it? Shit, G.I. Joe's, like, I have the Pit, I have a big-ass AC-130, I've got a bunch of Joe and Cobra vehicles, and I got to a point where I was like, I'm not getting any more vehicles because I've got too many, like, too much, and I don't want to run out of space. So
exactly. That's the other thing. You gotta work within your means of space, like... I've seen dudes collections, and they're like, just have to box most of the shit up because there's like, I have no more room. Like, I don't know where the hell else I'm gonna put it. Like, I don't know how people like Sean Long, I don't know where the fuck, he must have 5 rooms full of shit. I don't know what they do with all this shit.
It's true. It's true. Did you ever see the it's a list on It's All True, where it was the top 10 DC characters that their crush that they missed. They did, the number 10 was Aztec and Zario, which is pretty cool because I think Aztec showed up in JLU. Zario, I know everyone knows from the comics. Number 10 was it was 2 guys. It was Noisy and Vault. And Noisy's number 10 was Aztec and Zario. Vault's number 10 was like the various alternate Batman and various alternate Superman, which is a good idea because there are a lot of alternates for both of them.
Yeah, exactly.
Noisy's... go ahead, I'm sorry.
Oh, no. I was just building off your point. Go ahead.
His number 9, Noisy's number 9 was Phantom Girl. And I'm kind of surprised she wasn't in the pack, the 12 pack, was she? Phantom Girl, no. She's all white. She has the cool... Yeah, they didn't do her. Then Vault's number 9 was Doc Magnus and the Chief. So you need Doc Magnus for your Metal Men, and then if you like the Doom Patrol, you need the Chief. Noisy's number 8 was the Ray, and he's pretty dope.
The Ray's, yeah, that's a good one. Also, but no Dr. Light?
Yeah, I know. I mentioned Dr. Light once. We were talking about this me and Agent O were talking about this a couple nights ago, and I rattled off like 20 people. And most of who I mentioned, except for maybe one of these people, two of them, they weren't on this list. Vault's number 8 was Oracle.
Oh, yeah.
That would have been awesome.
That would have been easy because you could have reused what you reused for the Chief.
Yeah.
With her, you could totally just reuse the chair and
everything. Exactly. Then Noisy's number 7 was any version of Stephanie Brown. Spoiler, yeah, Robin, or Batgirl. Vault's number 7 was Warlord.
Okay.
Noisy's number 6 was the vigilante from, the JLU version. Vault's number 6 was the Trickster. Okay. And I was thinking about that. They didn't really finish off anyone else's rogues except for Batman.
Yep.
Noisy's number 5 was Dr. Light, the wife, not the husband.
You know what they could have done? I'm going to go back to you could have done a 2-pack with Trickster and the Top.
Yeah, or Trickster and Heatwave. So you could finish off the main ones, you know? Vault's number 5 was Batman, the Damian Wayne version. I'm like, but you already said alternate Batman and alternate Superman. So he's got a bunch of Batman. Let me see.
What I would do? I would 86 that one, and I would put Blockbuster as a collect and connect.
Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be real cool. Yeah. Noisy's number 4 was Vixen, and I remember we all said Vixen.
Oh yeah, that's a must get.
Yeah. Vault's number 4 was Dick Grayson as Batman. And I wondered why they didn't do that either with all the different Batman that they did.
Dick Grayson.
Noisy's number 3 was Warlord, which is funny that he said him too, but he had him higher up than the other guy. Vault had Starro. Technically, they did a Starro, but he was packaged with the 3 3/4 inch figures. I think he's kind of lame.
I wouldn't fuck Starro. I don't need a Starro figure. There's way more important characters than Starro.
Yeah.
And plus, if you get him, like, you got to make sure he's real big.
Yeah. Like,
he can't just be big. He's got to be bigger than Chemo.
Yeah. And if they did it though, that figure would cost like $2 to make. And they're gonna say that it's a $20 figure or
it's $175.
Yeah, like no.
What you're getting is a big version of Starro.
It's big cheap rubber. Like come on.
around your head.
Oh my God. Noisy's number 2 was Mara. And Vault's was Kyle Rayner, like the first appearance version.
Yes.
That would be awesome.
Kyle Rayner.
And then Noisy said a good Superman. I don't know what he's talking about because there's been a bunch of good Superman figures. I know.
I have one right here.
My favorite was my favorite Superman was the one that came in the 2-pack with He-Man.
Yeah, that's a really good one.
Because that's the one that they put in most of the 2-packs with the dark. He had like the kind of darker blue, but all the colors are crisp and bright and it works.
Yep.
I don't know what this guy's talking about, so I don't agree with that. Vault said Parallax.
Ooh,
I agree with that. I haven't thought about that.
I mean, they did release Parallax in that fucking that movie wave.
No. The Hal Jordan Parallax.
Oh, Hal Jordan. Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah.
That would be sweet.
Yeah, that would be really cool. Yeah, when we were talking the other day, I brought up like the Black Hawks. We didn't get not one Black Hawk. We didn't get
I wanted Black Hawk. That was on my fucking list.
They didn't do the Key. They didn't do Dr. Polaris.
Nope.
They didn't do Heat Wave.
Prometheus.
Prometheus. They didn't do they said on this one, they didn't do Vixen, Dr. Light, the male or the female. Who else? They didn't do and I had a whole bunch. I can't believe I'm Vigilante, like he said. It's just a bunch of people that they kind of just glossed over, and they should have
gave us weird characters that we didn't really want.
Yeah, or like variations of the character that we didn't want or need. Like it needed to be a little bit more coherent. I would have been happy if they had done that.
Here we go. Here's my old list from a year ago. These were figures I'd like to see in the future. This was before the line never ended. It was Alfred, Stephanie Brown, Batwoman.
Oh, yeah.
Modern Brainiac from the Search for Kryptonite.
Yeah. Or for Krypton, yeah.
Lady Shiva.
Yeah, I mentioned Shiva.
Crimson Avengers on there. Dr. Light, Hugo Strange, General Zod, Hector Hammond, Hush, Katana, Killer Croc, because they never did a Killer Croc. I never understood that.
Yeah, they just did the one from the superheroes, the DC superheroes, and that figure was kind of whack.
Yeah, yeah. The best Killer Croc ever is the fucking Secret Files one.
Yeah, yep. That's the one I got.
Ever. I also had Killer Frost.
Yeah, what happened?
Lois Lane.
Yeah.
No Lois? Yeah. Come on.
I have a Lois. I got this cheap Alias action figure. And it's just, you know, she's got like the right kind of hair and everything. I was like, yeah, you're my Lois because
you're my Lois.
you look the part.
No Jim Gordon.
Yeah, I know, right?
No Mad Hatter ever.
Yeah, true.
Can't believe that. Mr. Freeze.
Well, they did Mr. Freeze. Well, no, not. You're right.
DC superheroes.
And then they repainted him. They repainted him in the Batman Unlimited line.
Yeah, yeah. He had like pink.
He was like white, blue, and like pink or hot something, hot red or pink.
Looking like fucking Bret Hart. Mon-El.
Yeah, they didn't do him.
Red Hood.
Yeah.
My God, no Red Hood. I don't never understand why they passed that up.
Yeah, me neither.
Ragdoll, Sergeant Rock.
Yeah,
Steve.
I mentioned Sergeant Rock to my brother. Yeah.
Count Vertigo. Talia al Ghul, Vandal Savage, Scarface.
Mention him too.
List. And Ragman.
Wow, that's true.
That was my old list.
And it's crazy because a lot of those guys were kind of they're relevant to the way that what was going on in the comics at the time. Like, where's Amanda Waller? Could we get like a 6-inch fat Amanda Waller?
I want a big fatty.
Yeah, I don't want the Halle Berry version. I want
shit out
the big robust Amanda Waller. I want that rotund version of her. Because, I mean, like,
I want cankles and everything.
I know, right?
Look at that. I want it. I want some rolls. I want a couple chins, you know.
Hey, you know who else they forgot?
I want a package of hot dogs and a back for neck.
All that flack. No, because, like, think about all the different types. Like, people complain about the lack of body types in the DCUC line. And then you think about all these characters that would have actually helped them fill that quota, and they didn't do it. No,
they didn't do it.
We didn't get an Impulse figure. We should have.
Nope.
We should have got.
We should have got a 3-pack. We should have got. We should have got a fucking 5-pack with just the flash.
Just flashes, yeah.
Yeah.
God, I was just about to say person that I lost my train of thought. Man, yeah, Amanda Waller. We should have got a regular Bane, like 6-inch scale Bane. So that you could have the bigger one be him when he's all roided up or whatever. Then there's characters from like Wonder Woman's universe that they didn't even bother with, that they could have just dipped into their Masters of the Universe stuff to kind of give you some variety amongst those characters, you know?
Yeah. They only gave us Artemis, really, when you think Artemis and Ares.
And that's it, yeah.
Or God damn, that's all you're gonna show love to fucking Wonder Woman?
Cheetah, but Cheetah was lame.
Yeah,
that version of Cheetah was really lame. I used
all 3 versions.
I know, right?
The naked one.
I had these. Let me see if she's still out here. Yeah, back in the day, Stan Winston had a toy line called like Realm of the Claw, and I got this figure. I know the rest of them can't see it, but because we're on Skype, but.
You can't see it.
I'll take pictures so that they can see it eventually. But yeah, I was surprised, man. Like this figure, the fact that she actually looks the part. It's a human you know, anthropomorphic cheetah, and she's fucking like way taller than Wonder Woman, so she actually looks, you know, like kind of menacing.
A formidable opponent as to somebody who looks like she has twig arms.
Exactly. and she came with like 2 heads or something like that. I mean, it's just a well done figure. I mean, like, I don't know if you can see all the crazy detail going on in there, but
what were those called? Were those the ones where they had like an elephant and a fucking...
No. Those were from the 4 Horsemen. That was the 7th Kingdom. I wanted that shit. I wanted that bad. This was Realm of the Claw. He had a couple things. He had like, I don't remember. It was like when McFarlane was really big. For some reason, Stan Winston started doing these, like, I guess they were original ideas and based on sketches, I guess, that he had done just for himself. And I don't know, they worked out as toys. There were a couple dudes in the line. There was like a panther and like a lion or something, and they were massive figures. But I don't know. I figured this would be perfect for Cheetah because they have not done a Cheetah that I liked. You know?
Yeah, exactly, right?
I don't know. That's just like my Brainiac. I used the what's his name? It was one of the Spawn figures, the Manga Spawn, I think it is. I can't remember which. Let me look it up and I'll tell you. He's like all black and he's got like one Techno Spawn is what he was called. He's got like one hand that it's articulated with claws, but then the other hand is like a sword.
Yep.
And he's got the really long pointy head. I was like, that looks to me like what Brainiac should look like. He should be formidable and fucking scary because all he does is dominate stuff. Like that's what his program is. Get the information, destroy it, just keep your little sample. Yeah. So he should look like a killing machine and not a guy in fucking tennis shorts and a fucking a freaking, you know, polo shirt. You know,
I talked to Kip today.
I know, we're going to the villa.
He broke up with Esther.
I know, right? We're going to chill with Buffy today at the villa.
Where's the beluga?
Oh, man. Oh, what about Geoforce? Geoforce from Teen Titans.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. My God.
Or was he on the Outsiders and his sister was...
a custom on eBay, and some son of a bitch swooped in at the last second and stole it from me.
Oh, shit.
And it was perfectly based. Like, the body was based off the Owlman body.
Oh, yeah.
So he had the gauntlets.
The right gauntlets and everything, yeah.
Perfect. It was perfect, and somebody beat me for it.
Yeah. He was on the Outsiders, and Tara, I think, was related to him, and she was on the Teen Titans. What about Bloodwind?
Oh, I have a Bloodwind.
Oh, you do? Wow. Yeah, Bloodwind's a figure I don't think they've ever done a figure of because you know how that goes. So I'm going to go to that one.
My crappy 90s Justice League. So I picked this custom up. He's pretty decent.
Holy shit, that is a good custom.
Yeah. I did a review of him a little bit ago.
Damn. I'm jealous. That's actually really well done.
Yeah. He's pretty good.
And I don't see any slop. Like, what figure did they use for the base?
I'm pretty sure they used the Bronze Tiger.
Oh, okay.
It's just basically the Bronze Tiger variant head.
Yeah, I mean, no, but the his body, because that white doesn't look like it. Is it painted?
Yeah, it's fully repainted.
Oh, okay.
And he kept all of his articulation too, so you can move him around and and stuff. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, he did a pretty good job. I think that the only thing that's sloppy about him is his
diamond on his chest,
collar right here.
Oh, okay.
It's a little off, but I mean, I can live with that.
Yeah.
And plus, this was only like $40.
Wow.
I won it for $40, so it was like nothing.
Wow. Shit, send me a picture of him so that I can put him in. I can put it in the video so people can see it.
Okay. Well, actually, I have one. If you go on my Facebook.
Oh, it's on there.
The ODC That's Me Facebook. I posted a bunch of pictures as soon as I got them.
Cool. I'll do that then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, man. It's weird. There's so much that could be done with you know, I don't various lines because Marvel's got a lot of figures they haven't done, or you know, Hasbro and Marvel Legends. There's a ton of characters that we've gotten 50 versions of them, and we got none of the other guys. You know what I mean? Like, like we need strictly an X-Force, like classic X-Force. We need a strictly New Mutants. We need, you know, strictly.
I would love a fucking. They need to like just keep pumping out like packs.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like granted,
that's where your moneymaker is, man. Like people are gonna pay top dollar for packs.
Yeah, to some degree, I think so. I think like if they do packs, they should still sell them separate. You know what I mean? Because that way you'll get money on both ends.
Or just do, like you were saying earlier, do a wave that's just X-Force. Do a wave that's just fucking X-Factor.
Yeah.
Or do, you know, whatever you want to do. Just an Avengers wave. If you want to do Avengers that are, you know, like West Coast Avengers wave.
Exactly what I was going to say. We needed East Coast and West Coast Avengers. Yep. Even Great Lakes Avengers, for those of you who even remember the Great Lakes Avengers. Yep. Like, they need to just do... like, focus on a moment and just get all that shit out the way. Give us an old school fucking Champions wave. Give us an old school Defenders wave.
Our Empire fucking wave.
They should. I don't know why they keep on trying to spread all this shit in at the same time when they know the real collectors just want to finish a group of people. Like, we need a couple X-Men only waves so that we can get from the 60s to the 90s all out of the way.
Yeah.
Instead of them trying to pepper in modern characters that aren't as popular. They're nowhere near as popular as the characters that were mainstays from the 60s to the 90s. Like, it makes no sense. And
dude, if I was running that show and I had just bought out fucking Toy Biz from day one, I'm talking day one, I would have kept the molds. Since you bought Toy Biz out, you still have those molds.
Yeah.
I would have kept some of the molds that were good sellers, and I would have started from scratch. I would have started from the Golden Age and worked my way up. I would have done a Golden Age wave, a Silver Age wave, a Bronze Age, a Modern Age wave. And just work your way through it. Do a wave each time you put one out. And then you can celebrate the year by doing like an X-Men 7-pack, like a Jim Lee 7-pack. And doing better exclusives that make sense and keeping things cultivated in their own groups where they're supposed to be.
Yeah. Yeah.
And even if you're going to do small Build-A-Figures, because you don't want to spend a lot of money, you can just do smaller Build-A-Figures, but make sure that they have some sort of...
like relevance to the wave.
Relevance to the wave and like have... Yeah, exactly. That's... Like, do a New Mutants fucking wave. Do something, you know? I mean, whether it's even the 90s New Mutants or the original 1983 New Mutants.
Yeah, exactly. It's just strange to me how they didn't think about all that stuff, you know? Do a villains only wave, like X-Men villains, or do a Avengers villains only, or Cap villains only. Because they're all things that like itches that need to be scratched. And
exactly.
Who knows?
And even if you think they're not going to sell, then do it as an exclusive.
Yeah.
Do it because you did internet exclusive the Wolverine wave. You can do that with a villains wave.
Or like if they don't think they're going to sell, then at least pepper the villains throughout the other lines.
Yeah.
Like give us 2 in this line, 1 here, 1 here. But like, because I hate when they take something that's not really popular and make it an exclusive, because that doesn't make sense. If it's not popular, why make it harder to find? And try to jack the price up. That'll make it even harder to sell. Because they do it with, Bandai does that shit with SH Figuarts. Like, characters that they don't think will sell, like various Kamen Riders and shit, they make them a Tamashii Web exclusive, where you have limited time to pre-order, and then once the pre-order's done, it's done. And they usually go for twice what the regular figures cost, and it's like... But if you didn't think it was going to sell, why make it that difficult for people to even buy it?
Exactly.
You want to make it where anyone could buy it, and, you know, maybe you don't make as many of that particular figure, you know? Maybe that's what they should start doing, limited runs on certain, you know, certain figures.
Yeah.
If you think he's going to be whacked, then do it. This one is, like, limited to 100 pieces or 1,000 pieces, and that's it. Yeah, man. I don't know. Speedy. Could we get a Speedy?
Damn.
I want a
That
JLU
should've been
version of
done
Speedy.
a long time ago.
Yeah.
A long time ago.
Or Adam Strange. I wanted like the classic Adam Strange, not the weird. They needed to redo that figure altogether. It's I don't like how his big ass gun was like. That just seemed weird. his gun's just sticking
right here.
Yeah, just sticking
Right
out
here,
on his side like that. It just no.
I'm still glad we got him.
Yeah.
But they could have given us a better partner than
Starfire. Like, why Starfire?
I don't know. I understand that.
Because she's an alien. That's how limited their thought process is.
Yeah, exactly.
Throw the alien.
Oh, it would have made more sense to put fucking, I don't know, anybody else. If you don't want to make sense, just put fucking Geoforce with him.
Yeah.
Because at least we'll have a chance to get somebody that we don't have.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it's a lot. Oh, fucking Granny Goodness. I can't believe I didn't say that.
Oh, God, yeah.
Where's Granny Goodness been? Whew. I forgot all about her. Ravager, forgot all about her, too.
I still want, like, for Marvel Legends-wise, I want Quasar.
Yeah, that would be a cool one.
That would be a fucking awesome figure.
They gave us Marvel, but they didn't give us Quasar. Yeah, that's so weird. And a good Hercules, please. Can we get a good Hercules figure?
Yeah, not a spray tan Hercules. No, thank you.
What about Gilgamesh? I want a Gilgamesh figure. I know he hasn't been used as much, but a couple of my books have him. So, and I think he was a fucking. That wasn't Great Lakes. That was a West Coast Avengers character. Who else? Maaaan.
Great Lakes had like Squirrel Girl and.
Oh man! And I dug that book. It was so goofy that I was just like, this kind of works on a weird level. It was like when I didn't feel like reading the serious books, and I was in my Damage Control or What If or Slapstick. You remember Slapstick?
Yeah.
We need a figure of Slapstick, man.
Yeah, remember that. And make them be able to flatten.
That would be awesome. What about oh man, this just turned into a big what if figures they should have made. Yeah, there's a lot, man. There's a lot. I want a Johnny Blaze figure, like a real Johnny Blaze, like comic Johnny Blaze.
Yeah. What about what the fuck's his name? It just slipped my mind. He's a big dude. Looks like Bane. What the Rage?
Rage, yeah, from the Warriors. Or Night Thrasher, please.
Oh my God, I would love a Night Thrasher.
Come on, Night Thrasher was awesome.
The fucking skateboard.
Yeah, put that shit on his back, please. That'd be so awesome. I don't know why they skipped over so many classic characters that we need, and I don't know. I honestly, this would have been what the brainstorming session should have sounded like when Hasbro got the license, so they could have started out doing this stuff. So at least we'd forgive the lack of engineering by the fact that they gave us characters that we wanted, you know, and that we didn't get.
Yeah, because that would make. You're not going to get everything you want.
Yeah.
In a figure, but at least you would be able to get.
Well, in some cases you can, because like I said, the Soda Street Fighter figures, I don't have any complaints with them. You know what I mean? Like
I do. The price for them now.
Yeah, now the price is stupid. You're right. You're right.
Arm and a leg.
Yeah, I mean, when they came out for the right price, and they came with everything I wanted. Everyone had changeable or removable heads or whatever, interchangeable heads, hands, accessories that actually are part of the character's character. Guile had a hand with the comb so he could comb his hair.
Yep.
Freaking, Ken had flames for his uppercut, and he had the alternate. Yeah, and then the alternate head that was from Alpha. It's like, that's what you need to do. Just look at the character. What is he well known for? Put that shit in a box.
Yeah.
That's it. It's not very difficult. But we always get all these gimmicks and stuff that don't necessarily help. The gimmicks just seem to, at least for me, it doesn't help. You know?
That's the other thing. When are we going to get a new Beast figure?
Yeah. Smart-looking Beast. Not growling, just glasses, straight face.
We already got our growling one.
Yeah.
We don't need like I don't even care if they give me a Marvel Now version of him.
Yeah.
The Marvel Now version kind of looks like the Stealth Beast that came out.
He does.
Similar to that. But I mean, I don't even care. I don't care any version of Beast. Because I got what I really wanted. I got his first appearance. That doesn't look too bad.
Yeah.
I actually kind of have grown to be a little bit more fond of that figure. I think it's the hands down the best figure in that pack. But
which the you're talking about the 5-pack?
Yeah, the 5-pack.
Yeah.
He's the best figure in the pack. Hands down. Sure, he's got his flaws, but I still love that figure.
Yeah.
New Silver Surfer, like...
Yeah, man. None of them have been good. And the Marvel Select one, he has weird leg articulation. Like, I got him day one, and then I was like, it's kind of hard to get him in cool poses on the board because he has wide-jointed legs.
Yeah, it's really weird.
It's like, fuck, how did you make that mistake?
I know, right?
Of all the things you feel like you do Colossus so much justice, and then you do Silver Surfer like almost as much justice. It makes no sense.
I want an original Drax the Destroyer.
Oh like, yeah, that'd be cool.
His fucking original look looked fucking badass.
Yeah, with the big Martian Manhunter cape.
Yeah, sweet. I liked it.
Yeah, give us the whole Infinity Watch. That would be awesome.
That would be amazing. Yeah.
So we can get a classic Adam Warlock.
Yeah, that other Warlock they came out with the Infinity Gauntlet looked like a fucking joke.
It was weird. It was just weird looking. He didn't look...
The paint apps are real pale on him, and it's really weird.
Yeah, that would be nice. I think that would be really nice. Or, like, give us a freaking animated line where they do... excuse me.
Yeah.
They do characters that were from Marvel's animated series, like TV series, so we could get X-Men animated... Get Spider-Man from the 90s. Even if they want to go back further, I just say 90s because that was their best period of animation.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that would be sweet. Yeah, there's not a lot of like animated. Like, what happened to all the animated shows? Like, since when did animated fucking superhero shows fail all the time? When I was growing up, you couldn't get enough.
Yeah.
They were fucking everywhere. You had Spider-Man, you had fucking Batman, you had fucking X-Men.
There was a Superman one for a while too, remember? There was it was weird. DC didn't have as many, but Marvel had a ton of them.
A ton of them.
And they just disappeared.
I don't get it.
Yeah.
I really don't get it. And you would think, like, especially now, after all of these movies have come out, you would think that these companies want to do that they want to do this and like capitalize on this, especially with the timing. But it's like they just like we're like, meh, fuck it, we'll watch fucking Yo Gabba Gabba instead.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. I don't know what I don't know.
Thought process is there. I don't get it.
I don't either.
Really don't. And that's the other thing that's so weird about like toy companies. They're like, oh, we have to put out a Wolverine figure because it'll sell. But I guarantee you, whenever I go to a fucking store, that shit is peg warming like a motherfucker.
I know.
When you put out, even Captain America peg warms like a motherfucker.
Yeah. Everybody else
sold. Too much of it out. When you put too much of one thing out, people don't want to buy it. There were
3 Captain America figures in that fucking Infinite wave.
It's ridiculous.
Like,
I love Captain America. I'll buy Captain America until I'm blue in the face.
Me too. Like, I like him. I'm not just gonna keep buying him though. Like, for some reason, like I have 8 or 9 Captain America figures, and it's like they span like from the 90s or 80s to now. It's almost, there's a point where it's like, in one, I get why. One of them they could have just not put in the wave. They should have resculpted the first Avenger Cap, and that would have made him worth buying again. Yeah. And they could have just left out the Marvel Now version, because that's comics, and it's a movie wave. You know, and I know what they're doing. They're trying to throw in comic stuff too, but it was too comic heavy and not movie heavy enough.
Yeah.
I mean, what was there, like 3 or 4 movie figures? It was with the Widow, Cap, and the Winter Soldier, and that's it.
Yeah. 3.
They didn't even put Nick Fury in there, and they could have done that too. So it's like, why did we get all this other shit that didn't have anything to do with the movie? I mean, it was characters that didn't even show up in the movie. You know what I mean? Like,
so weird. Their choices.
And no Falcon. We get 3 Captain Americas and not 1 Falcon. Like,
I don't understand why they didn't, like, out of all the other figures, if I could choose one figure out of that second wave to come out, I would have picked up Falcon before I picked up any of the other ones.
Yeah, because he was in the movie, he was awesome, and he's an Avenger that you're going to need.
The last Falcon figure we've had.
Yeah.
Toy Biz?
Yeah, Toy Biz, you're right. And it was a terrible figure.
It wasn't that good.
Oh, he had those weird shoulders, man. Those fucked up ball socket shoulders.
Those like big ball shoulders. Like, they look like a round ball.
Yeah, they were pretty bad. Yeah, I don't get it. And I say that a lot when we're talking about action figures. But it's true, I just don't get what the thought process is for a lot of this stuff. How do they come to these conclusions, you know? Like, it's something so simple, and they just completely fuck it up, you know? Like, there should have been...
It's almost like they're trying to fuck it up.
Yeah, I agree. It's just, there's no excuse. There's no excuse. The thought
process...
Where's
Sauron? I want to see a Sauron.
There you go, a Savage Land, or like Marauders, or whatever they were called. What were they called?
Like a 3-pack from the Savage Land.
Yeah, that would be nice. I mean, I know they did something with the Savage Land where you had like Khazar and Shanna the She-Devil and her whatever the cat's name is. But what about the like iconic villains from the Savage Land? Yeah. You know, like Zaladay.
There was no movie on the Savage Land.
You already know. We're not even gonna go down that road. You already know why.
They could have done Genosha.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. You know.
Oh, I hate you, Bryan Singer.
I know. He does.
Fucking hate your guts. Fucking hate it.
I was trying to avoid you getting your blood pressure up, man.
Now we've gone full circle. Now we're talking about that shit movie again. Fucking garbage.
Oh, man. I wish they would...
Fuck all of you out there who don't like it. I don't give a fuck. Fuck that movie. That movie sucks.
Yeah, it does really suck. It's like I said, it's not for us anymore.
No, it's not. And I'm glad you pointed that out to me. You're like, dude, these movies aren't meant for us anymore.
Yeah, not anymore.
And I'm like, wow, yeah, you're pretty much right. Yeah. I should go into every fucking movie from now on and just be like, nah, this isn't for me, but
yeah,
I guess I get to see a bunch of characters I like.
Yeah, exactly.
The story's gonna suck.
Yep. It's strange, man. It shouldn't be like that.
Unless it's on the Marvel side.
Yeah,
the Marvel side, fine.
Because Marvel gives a shit. They give a shit about all of their fans.
Yep.
Whereas, like, you know, Fox, they're just making money. Fox and Sony, it's all about money. Even though I will say, like, I enjoyed Amazing Spider-Man 2. It wasn't perfect.
No, it was
just
good.
It was fun to watch, you know?
It was good out of all the Spider-Man movies that come out, including the Tobey Maguire ones.
Yeah.
But it just seems like Fox is like, is Wolverine going to have his shirt off in the movie?
He's going to show his ass.
Is he going to show his ass? If he does, then it's a green light. Just do whatever you want.
Oh, man. Can we get a good Iceman figure?
Oh, right? I was just about to say that.
Like, Iceman, I was looking at...
Oh, they can't get him right.
Yeah, like, for some reason, he just gets weird figures. I like the original Marvel Legends Iceman.
Yeah.
But they could do better.
They could do way better. You know what they should do? And I didn't have a problem with it. In the movie, Iceman's head goes ice, and his hands go ice.
Yeah.
I don't care if you just did that.
Yeah.
And give me an alternate head. Give me alternate heads and hands.
Yeah.
Just what you're already doing right now, Hasbro. Give me that, awesome. And give me a regular suited, nice, traditional Jim Lee suited fucking
yeah, that blue,
Iceman.
The blue, white, and navy blue. Yeah.
Yes.
That'd be awesome.
And just give me alternate hands and a head.
Yeah.
Call it a day.
That would be cool.
That would be awesome. I don't care if it was an exclusive. I'd still buy it.
It's kind of weird.
Fucking awesome.
It's weird how, like, certain characters, like, they've gotten Human Torch perfect billions of times, and they didn't do freaking Iceman perfect.
No.
It's the exact same.
They do it.
It's the exact same
concept. They always do the same thing with them, try to make them clear.
Yeah.
And it breaks.
It's just weird.
So stupid.
Yet, when they make a Invisible Woman, they make those pretty sturdy.
Yeah. Like that the movie version, I just picked her up. That's a really good the clear variant one.
Yeah.
That's a really good figure.
Huh.
Yeah, that's a really good one. Even the non-variant version from the movie.
Yeah, she looked cool.
She looked good.
I almost got a bunch of them from the movie because I wanted to get the Marvel Select thing, and I was like, "There's no point to having thing if I'm not gonna have the rest of them." I know that they would just really sit on a shelf in my place, and like I'd never touch them because I'm not really big on what you call it. Excuse me.
Pleasure.
I'm not really big on. Thank you. I'm not really big on. I hope I didn't like shoot something a projectile at something.
It's your mutant power. It's okay.
But yeah, I'm not really big on the Fantastic Four. I've never been a big fan of theirs.
Yeah, I mean, I like Reed. I like Reed. Johnny, he's kind of a douche. Sue's pretty badass. I'll give Sue that. And I like you know, I like the Thing. He's pretty. Like I don't like. I'm not gonna go out of my way to like get all their shit.
Yeah.
Like figure wise, but I have a Fantastic Four set that matches and looks good together. So, but I mean, they're there. I'm not gonna go out of my way to like read all their comics and shit.
Yeah.
It's kind of like their comics are like really like slow paced and like
old school.
Yeah, they're like really old school. Yeah, totally.
God, they had a wave that was kind of horrible. That Ronan the Accuser figure looks cool, but damn, that wave looks horrible. And fucking Johnny Storm with that weird lava hair, like,
yeah, I don't know
what the fuck.
And Sue looks like she's, I don't know, like got like, Down syndrome or something.
Like she's got like that stripper Fantastic Four costume on.
Yeah, it kind of looks like she's got a wig on.
Yeah.
Looks like she's got a, I don't know. Like her face looks like she might have an Adam's apple. I don't know.
That's so wrong. She's perpetrating. Oh my god. Yeah, I don't know. I just, for some reason, there's something to me about Fantastic Four that just is not interesting anymore. Like, they used to be interesting back when you see them always guest starring in like Spider-Man comics and stuff like that. But over the years, they've just become kind of, it's like
boring.
Yeah, they're boring. There it is. They're boring. So I don't know.
Yeah, I would love to see a new Taskmaster figure.
That would be cool, or like an Agent X.
But why have we never gotten a... Yeah, exactly. Or why have we never gotten a Tombstone figure?
Yeah, why have they never done Tombstone?
It's so weird.
Wow, I never thought about that.
He'd be an easy figure to do. A suit body with a fucking white head and white hands.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
I totally forgot about him. Or Cardiac.
Yeah. Yeah, we were talking about Cardiac a couple of times, yeah. Yeah, that would be a nice figure to have. Weren't they going to do him? Oh, no, they were going to do somebody else.
Yeah. Oh, wait, no. He was in one of the cases. They had like a case. Remember, they had when they showed off the Jubilee wave, the Build-A-Figure wave, way back in the day, which was like a year or two ago. There was a figure of Cardiac amongst a bunch of other figures. And we were like, how come we never got that figure? I want Cardiac.
I don't think that was Cardiac. I think that was somebody else. I think that was... Wait a minute. Hold on. Tiger...
I think so, because we mentioned him one time when we were looking at...
Yeah, it was him. It was Tiger Shark.
Yeah, so it was Cardiac.
Radioactive Man.
Yeah.
Who is that other dude though? Agent Venom.
Oh, okay.
Bat Rock was supposed to be in it.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's Cardiac though.
Well, I know we all thought it was Cardiac in the background.
It looks like him. Blizzard. That's Blizzard.
It's Blizzard?
Yeah, that's not Cardiac, that's Blizzard.
Oh, boo.
I know, right?
Oh, yeah, it is Blizzard.
One wave I'd fucking pass on, let me tell you that shit.
Yeah, I know, right? Jeez.
Maybe I'd pick up Batroc. That would be the only one.
Yeah. See, I want a movie version of Batroc. Why didn't we get that?
Oh, it doesn't make any sense.
And did they ever release the Phoenix variant of
no fucking Cyclops, man.
or the Phoenix the good?
You could have made a 5-pack out of that. The Phoenix 5-pack.
Exactly.
Oh my god, that would have been amazing.
Exactly. But did we get a Phoenix Jean Grey though? Like in the
No,
white
nothing. They
wow.
completely ignored that whole AVX run.
That sucks.
It's so stupid.
That really
They are
sucks.
dumb. They are stuck on stupid.
It's true. It's funny. You'd have better luck buying the 3 3/4 inch X-Men to make your 90s X-Men than you would the large, regular size X-Men. Jeez.
That would be their best-selling figure ever. That goddamn Jim Lee Cyclops.
Yeah, and they made they made the small one, like a 3 3/4 inch one.
Yeah.
I've seen that thing a couple times, but
I wouldn't even buy it. I won't buy it because it's just gonna piss me off that I don't have a 6-inch version.
yeah, it's just,
I do want that Wasp though.
Yeah.
The Marvel Universe one.
Yeah.
Because you can work with that.
Exactly.
Small.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to look for now is the whatever they were called, the Infinite Crisis, the 3 3/4 inch DC figures.
Yeah.
I need the Atom because now that I have the regular size Atom, it would be awesome to have.
Oh, that's perfect. That's a good idea. I should do that.
Hate when that happens. It's like our mics are.
I'm gonna go back to this. If you guys want to see a good fucking action movie, watch fucking Street Fighter Assassin's Fist.
Oh yeah.
If you want to see quality, watch that shit. That shit is fucking great.
It's amazing. Yeah.
You don't even have to spend any money to watch it.
It's free. Yeah.
Free on YouTube.
Yeah. YouTube.
And the amount of time that you would spend going to see Days of Future Horribleness, you just spend the same amount of time to watch something that's quality and good, and it's free.
Yeah.
On YouTube. So go watch that.
I agree.
Don't watch X-Men.
I agree. That's what I did. That's exactly what I did.
I'm just glad I didn't spend money to go see that movie.
Yeah, me too.
I'm glad.
Me too. Yeah, this
Ooh, Cloak and Dagger figures.
Yeah, I forgot. Marvel select them and you can never find them. And I think
and they work.
Yeah.
They work.
Yeah. Yeah, I would love Cloak and Dagger. I actually have a lot of Spider-Man comics where they guest starred.
They should just do a big cape with a head, just like Marvel Select did.
Yeah.
I don't even need a body. That'll cut costs.
Yeah, I know, right? But they'll still charge you $22 for it.
Yeah. Bastards.
Yeah. Oh wow, Stevie D did a Falcon figure.
I just contacted him. He's gonna do a Cannonball for me and a Jim Lee Cyclops.
Oh wow.
So.
Yeah, I need to get a Jim Lee Cyclops made.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna wait, and I guarantee, even if he does come out, my custom will be way better.
Yeah, it's extremely possible. You know what was strange too? This is my last thing I'm gonna say about Days of Future Past. Why did Sunspot look
Back
like
to the Future? That's what we should call it.
Why did Sunspot look like the Human Torch? When Sunspot is supposed to be all black with black energy popping off of him, it's just weird how many things that the movie-going public is willing to forgive when there's no need to do that. You know what I mean? It's supposed to be the way it's supposed to be for a reason.
Yeah,
I don't get it.
The people are a lot more just accept whatever they're given. That's the what's the word I'm looking for here? I'm just lost for words because I'm talking about this shitty movie too long.
What
that's the decision that they've come to is just accept the bare minimum and that's it.
Yeah.
It's fucking depressing.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, Sunspot is supposed to be black with like a yellow aura around him.
Yeah. I was surprised.
You could have even kept him in his suit, like a yellow and black suit with just like a yellow aura and just a black face.
Exactly.
Totally could have done that.
But no.
But we're gonna give you the Human Torch.
Exactly. And no one had a complaint because no one knew. They didn't bother to look. I don't get it.
Did you hear my rant on the Beast? On Beast?
Oh yeah.
I was like, stop putting him in the movie. I don't want to even see him in the movies. He's my favorite character. You're gonna fuck him up.
Yeah, and that's what they did.
Stop putting him in the fucking movies.
That's what they did. I just, like I said, I gave up. Wow, I'm getting calls from people now that I'm on Skype.
Probably fucking Bryan Singer.
Stop talking shit about me,
I hear
girl.
what you guys are saying about my movie.
Oh man.
Probably an angry fan. Oh, I'm gonna give you 1-4.
Nah, it's one of my subscribers. I've talked to him a couple times, and I was gonna have him on one of our podcasts, but he didn't want to. He didn't want to get on the podcast. He was like, I'm not so good with talking to like public speak. I'm like, it's not really public speaking.
We're just talking.
We're just geeking out.
Yeah.
But what you call it? Yeah, I had to let him know I am in the middle of a video, but I'm about to. I think that should. We've kind of covered all the bases.
We have covered a lot of bases here.
Yeah, because
Did you hear what I said about fucking Kitty Pryde?
Looking like Axl Rose. You had me dying with that, man. I was cracking up so hard over here, and I know everybody in the house was like, "What are you laughing at so hard?" I couldn't believe that shit, man. Axl Rose, of all people, was awesome. She did. I mean, she really didn't look the part. I don't know how.
A 90s rock star.
Yeah. I don't know how they thought that was cool. Like, that just. Nope.
God knows that's what I think is hot. I date a chick that looks like Axl Rose.
Yeah, I know, right? Like, what the fuck?
Take me down to the paradise inn where the grass is green and the girls all pretty.
Yeah, man, it's just bad.
I'm gonna send your consciousness to another dimension. Even though I can never do that in the comics.
Right? They just made that up.
It magically happens.
Man, yeah, yeah. I have nothing to say about that movie anymore. I think I've said I don't
want to ever see it again.
Yeah,
I'm never gonna. It's like Son of Batman to me.
Oh Lord.
It's on the same fucking plane with that. Yeah. Oh, I hate it.
Yeah, they pretty much referenced. What the hell? Someone made a Banshee as one of the 4 horsemen of apocalypse. What the hell? When did that happen?
in fucking Bryan Singer's universe.
Yeah, I know, right? Wow, yeah. Yeah, I don't ever want to see that movie again. It just, nah. Nope.
I'm all set with every X-Men movie that's ever been out.
Yeah.
I'm all set.
Yeah, I'm good.
Until they redo the franchise or it goes back to Marvel. Marvel would fix that shit.
Yeah, quick.
Like that.
Yeah.
They would fix that shit like that.
Yeah. And it'd be worth it. We'd get all those moments, like Sentinels would be there day one, modern Marvel Universe. You know, all characters they would act like the characters we know them to be. Cyclops would be a competent leader. Mm-hmm. You know? It wouldn't just be hey, I want to see Wolverine. Since I can't have Wolverine, I want to see Jean Grey get Wolverine. Like, really? Forget Cyclops.
Yeah. And they still had to go back to that shit at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
They still had to diss Cyclops.
Yeah.
He like puts his hand on Jean and he goes, "Whoa, Logan."
Yeah. But I mean, let's be real.
On.
Like, how many of us would let some random guy touch your woman?
I will punch him in the head.
Yeah, like, they're like, Cyclops is a dick. Oh, because he doesn't like another guy trying to touch his wife? Like, come on, that's actually being a decent husband. So all you motherfuckers who have an issue with that...
Somebody touches your wife, it's the same thing as somebody, like, pulling out his dick and fucking chasing around with it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
what would you do?
At that point, you may as well just, yeah, it's exactly that. You're not cool with other people being all physical with your chick. It's simple.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know what that complaint is all about, you know? And whatever. Whatever, I don't even care anymore.
I'm not gonna waste my breath anymore.
Yep. Wow, there's a couple really cool customs I'm seeing. Someone made a Storm custom. It's kind of weird looking, but they used the Black Widow body. I mean, not Black Widow, Black Cat body. So she's got the proper, like, you know, shape and everything. It looks pretty good. I bet you if I look closely, though, it might have some issues, but it looks pretty good overall.
If you, somebody did a really nice New Mutants whole set, a custom set.
Uh-huh.
Looks fucking awesome. If you just, I think it's on
Figure Realm.